Okay, so I got inspired for my second thought bubble video, and I decided to make another one. Basically, I opened YouTube, and got recommended the K-tuber Shigo's video of them reacting to unpopular K-pop opinions on Reddit, and I remember this video specifically, because of an opinion they reacted to, and me writing a whole rant, because that Redditor said the dumbest thing ever. So basically the opinion was about, K-pop is losing its meaning, and let me show you on screen the opinion from Reddit. Okay, so basically they talked about how K-pop had a certain sound, and now they're trying to expand their audiences, and are trying to stay relevant by copying American music. And also talk about how K-pop is letting non-Koreans join, and that they don't really sing in Korean anymore or embrace Korean culture for Korean pop. This opinion was dumb, because K-pop was influenced by the West. Like seriously bruh, what the actual fuck? Why is this Redditor generalizing the whole of the K-pop industry just based on about 10 to 15, or maybe less, popular, well-known groups from each generation? It's so annoying how people can so easily make dumbass opinions about K-pop, just because they're looking at one tiny-ass portion of K-pop, the popular groups or the groups getting noticed. People purposely forget about the Nugu groups from bigger, decent or smaller budgeted K-pop companies that don't get noticed, and their views range from 1,000 to 1 million, and they're not as widely known amongst K-pop stans as some other Nugu groups are. People are so focused on popular, well-known groups in one side of K-pop, and don't expand their K-pop findings that they say things like, K-pop is losing its meaning, or that, K-pop is boring, when in fact they don't really know if these statements are actually true, because they don't know the K-pop industry in its entirety. Like, how does this Redditor know that K-pop is not singing in Korean anymore, when they haven't really checked out a lot of groups to know if K-pop is actually not singing in Korean anymore? This Redditor basically did a small percentage of research, and then made their opinions based on what group are popular, well-known, which is basically not enough to make opinions about K-pop in its entirety. People always seem to forget about Nugu groups when it comes to making opinions like these. Each year a group from each budget, expensive, decent or low budget, debuts from boy-girl groups, be it a duo, trio or a more members group, or a re-debut or a sub-unit debut, or whatever, and sometimes debuts of groups in a year reach really high, meaning the number of debuts. In 2021 there were almost 60-plus girl groups debuted in total, but K-pop stans only knew the well-known ones, from known companies, or new unknown companies debuting groups with a good budget. This is proof that most K-pop stans, not all but most, don't know every group to debut in a year, or are not fully knowledgeable on K-pop groups in their entirety, that their opinions are automatically labeled as misinformations in my book, because K-pop stans making these opinions without actual facts to show proof, and with so many Nugu groups debuting to prove your opinion is wrong, shows that the opinion you said is misinformation. K-pop isn't losing its meaning, y'all just never seem to bring Nugu groups into your equations to make what you say about K-pop actually factual and true, or something I can agree on. K-pop stans always seem to be spreading a lot of misinformation more than spreading the actual truth, and it shows how much lack of brain cells these K-pop stans possess. It shows that K-pop stans are dumb, because they look at about 5 to 8 bigger companies and their many groups, and then say a lot, when them speaking alone is bullshit. I just wished K-pop stans would shut up, because their opinions aren't needed. They have nothing to provide to the table, because their thoughts are just misinformations because of their lack of research. In conclusion, K-pop isn't losing its meaning. Y'all just believe that K-pop is made up of groups with expensive budgets, and think that those 10 to 15, or maybe less groups make up K-pop, when they don't. New companies come up each time and debut groups. Examples: First One Entertainment with their group 9i, Keystone Entertainment with their group blank 2y, etc., or already established companies, who've already debuted a group before, and debuts a new group. Examples: VT Entertainment with Banner, QoS, and now Black Level, Space Music with Hi Cutie, Like Me, and recently, disbanded in 5 days. Solia. There's literally a lot of companies in K-pop, and a lot of groups debuting under these companies, be it one group under a company and then they debut a new one years later once the old group disbands, one group debuting, and then 2 to 3 years later they debut a new group while the other group still exists, or they debut one group and focus on that one group, or maybe that group disbands and they don't debut anyone new. There's so many companies that are known, there's information available about the company online, be it a Nugu company or a bigger company, and unknown companies, companies where information is scarce about them, that debut groups each year, each generation, each budget, that generalizing about K-pop is never a good idea, and spreading misinformation is worse when you don't provide the facts, and show up empty-handed with evidence that isn't even factual and just a bunch of bullshit. Y'all need to learn to make proper K-pop opinions, and stop generalizing the whole of K-pop as one portion, and putting them into one category, the popular, well-known side, when there's so much more to K-pop outside that category that you put K-pop in, that y'all need to start looking at because y'all are continually lying, and never bringing the truth.
Slow drive, breathe.